Wanna move my feet. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. 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 Wanna move my feet. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet. 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 Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. 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 Wanna move my feet, drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna 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 drink my wine.
Hey, Journeyman, Journey Women, this is your hero's journey with Dr. D. Let me, I don't know if I got it. I need to make sure my sound's on right before I start talking. Okay, it is. Okay, hey, Journeyman, let me go ahead, before I get started, let me go ahead and put the link at guest in the, we gonna put it in the, it's in the comment section, people. All right, it's in the comment section. So, let me start. Hey, Journeyman, Journeywomen, this is Hero's Journey with Dr. D, here to encourage, to motivate, to inspire, and to educate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. Yes, I am here to create a better mindset today. So, what it is. All right. Okay. My stuff is delayed, y'all. My stuff is delayed. Okay, I got something coming in. All right. So let me talk to you tonight. Tonight I am doing, for instance, for okay, we're doing discussion. Based on. I said that part. Here to motivate, to educate, and to get you in a better mindset. Okay, people. Tonight we are talking about. Guess what we talking about? Anybody gonna say any comment? Anybody gonna say anything? Youth violent mentality. Youth violent mentality. So late. What's up with that? But when we talk about youth violent mentality, and I just going over a couple articles today. Oh no, past week, my associate producer gave me a couple things. It gave me a couple things, and what we're gonna do, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and read them, and then I'm gonna talk about them a little bit. All right. Okay. He gave me a whole bunch. Now, let's talk about I'm gonna go through 'em. I'm gonna go through them. It's a lot of them. But let's talk about the 13-year-old girls who was going around Chicago carjacking people. Hey, for you all that didn't know, I am from Chicago. I'm a Chi-Town native. I was born and raised, went to elementary and high school. I'm born and raised in Chicago. And I am not one to condemn my hometown. I am not one um, to go with the populace and say that Chicago's all bad. I am not one to say that is very violent. But I am one to say that is some violence there. And unfortunately, you would think that the violence would be if Chicago was really all that bad, that everybody is going on a killing spree. But unfortunately, it's not everybody, but it's our next generation. Our next generation, the people that are supposed to set the path or make this world better, the people that are supposed to lift the culture up to make technological pathways, the ones that are supposed to, when you're old, you're supposed to smile and say, "That's my baby." Yeah, but that's not the case. Uh, Now when people get older, they say, "Oh Lord, that's my baby. That's my grandbaby." Oh, is that Pookie is that Pookie on the news again? And that's disheartening. That's disheartening. When I was growing up, you had certain type of you have monitors within the neighborhood. Whereas, uh, am I my brother's keeper? You may not be your brother's keeper, but your next door neighbor or the neighbor after that was the nosy neighbor. If they didn't get you, they told their parents about you, and they told your parents about you. Then when you got home, you got in trouble. And what I mean by trouble would be considered today as child abuse. You got beaten. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You got beaten. You got beaten. If Miss Jones says something, somebody else says something, and in some neighborhoods, the neighbors beat you too. Oh yes, they did. Oh yes, they did. They sure did. Uh, and but it was more of community. Now you have communities um, where things are carved out of trees and a community is carved out, and you don't have block parties anymore, where people come together and have music, play volleyball, kickball, and different talent shows with the kids in the neighborhood, which builds the bond. Now, I have been in Chicago for a while, so they may still have block parties, and block had competitions against other blocks, not shootouts. They didn't have shootouts against other blocks. They had competitions against other blocks. And because our friend Detroit said they had competitions other blocks against other blocks as well. But the block parties, you look forward to the block parties every year. Oh yeah, because we have food, and the fire truck will come and take the fire hose out, and that was our pool. Everybody ran through the fire hose and got wet, and that was cool. Then you had different events. I mean, all throughout the whole block, throughout the whole day, and they had block club meetings where community got together and made decisions about what was going to happen with the kids. And then in the afternoon when it got late night, oh, then they play volleyball. And then that's when you was a teenager, little kid, you jump in with the adults and you'll play with them. But it was a festive day. And it was a time where you bonded with your neighbor. Where has that time gone? It seems like the time is more locked into the screen, locked on their phone, but not locked into relationships. I say this often. I believe that, some people say that, oh, North Carolina is a bad place or it's a slow place, and all these other places are grand and good. I say you can build a building will stay up for years and years at a time, just to be redone. You may think that you for years or centuries. However, people, we have a timestamp on us, and when you have a timestamp on you when there's a timestamp, it's good not to take time for granted because time keeps on moving even when you don't. Time keeps on moving even when you don't. In one of my videos, I say embrace your passion, and God will shed light on the blocks of the road of your destiny to your purpose. But in this video, I don't say embrace the passion, but embrace the memory with the person while you have them here. Because tomorrow's not promised. And regret is a terrible person to go visit because regret just don't care. Embrace the memory. So when a person's going, you can always reflect. You can close your eyes and reflect back on the times you had with that person here. And you can smile instead of cry about the time you didn't spend, the time you did not invest in that person. But the youth, we didn't. We had situations in our neighborhoods where people steal. I had a situation. A guy that I befriended, Eugene, that was his name. And my twin brother was on here. He said, "Yeah, Eugene. Oh, man, he was cool. We thought he was cool. He thought he was cool." And my mother said, "It's something ain't right about that boy. It's just something ain't right about that boy." She said it, and mhm, oh did. And she said, "Something ain't right about that boy. Something ain't right." I was, "Oh no, he cool, mama, he cool." And see, that's the ignorance of a child. We think everybody's cool, and because they smile, they play with us. However, parents have the oversight to, they've been where you've been. They've been where you've been, and they're trying to shed the light on the path that you're treading. And when you don't pay attention to that light, then you go astray. I remember we go play with old guy the Gene, and then when somebody said, "Well, I think I saw him lift up your garage because my bike was gone." He went in the garage and stole the bike. He did some other stuff in the neighborhood too that was questionable. But he went in the garage and stole the bike. Now, did we chase him down, and beat him up? No, but we got our bike back. But it was disheartening as a child to think that somebody that you befriended and somebody that you thought was cool, but he was a thief. I tell my son often, and this is one of the biggest caveats of my discipline. I said, "Listen, you get in a fight in school, I back you up. Sure will back you up. Altercation happen, I back you up." I said, "A thief, but a thief and a liar. A thief and a liar. Oh, we ain't gonna have it. Oh, we ain't gonna have it." Because I know the progresses too. But thief and liar progresses is something that causes causes the causes makes a convict for the most part. A thief and a liar makes a convict. And so I'm going to, and that's my 2 cents on that. So what we're going to do is that today, people, my generally I'll do on the Wednesdays I'll do an update. But this I changed the format a little bit today. I did it's juice violent mentality. We're gonna have a discussion about it, and I put my link up in I put the link in the comment section for those who want to come on. You can come on. You can come on. You be in my. I think I have a couple people on in the back room now. Let me look. Let me look. Yeah, Tito's on. What's Renee? um, a couple people on right now. And anybody else can come on. Just put yourself into the and we can carry this discussion. All right. Let me see where Renee is. All right, Renee. Uh, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so let's all right. So let's me open up the. I'm here, Dr. D. Okay, hey Phil. All right, there you go, there you go. So let me pop this thing in and get I move it down. But Phil, I tell you what, Phil, why don't you come on my Phil, you can come on the audio. You can call me. You call me, I'll put you on the audio. Okay, how about that? All right, all right.
Good evening.
All right. We got Cheeto. All right. And we got. Okay, thank you. Well, he look like you up there. Oh, he went back to sleep again.
No,
He
Yeah,
my
went back to
eyes are
sleep
open.
again.
I think you bored them.
No, my eyes are open.
Yeah, yeah,
My eyes are
yeah.
open.
That's what the man across the that's what the rich man said when he was in across the bay of the abyss. Said, Father Abraham, just a drop. I just want to drop,
My,
Father Abraham. Just a drop.
my eyes are open. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah, I hear you. I hear
Okay.
you clearly now. All right, all right, people. How you doing?
Doing good. What
How's
about
my how's
yourself?
doing fine? How's my sound? How's my sound?
You sound clear.
Oh, good. All right. And my light. Good evening, Renee. Eyes open for for a second. Okay. All right. Man, I love your lighting, Renee. I'm just
Oh,
envious.
it's just in my living room. See?
No, but no, but what it is, your lights are on though.
Hmm.
Oh, oh, is
Your
this
lights are on.
regular? Oh, okay, you're saying
Your
your
lights
lights
are
are
on.
off? They're on.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
right. Like me and Tito's lights are off. Those
Ah,
are fine.
okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Did anybody now we're gonna talk about the violent uh teenage violent youth mentalities. So that's the subject matter. So what y'all think about what my summary? I'm gonna talk about. No, I want to talk about that. So violent youth mentalities. I'm I was stating in my summary pretty much was that I the time has changed. We've had violent mentalities, however, in certain communities, but I don't
Hmm.
think it has been such an influx of mentalities that was predominantly youth, the violence. And let me go through a couple of things. Let me see. Like, for instance, Chicago police seeks suspects in armed robbery of CTA Red Line train. Those kids. Uh, Suspect wanted for punching CTA rider near Chinatown Red Line station. Uh, Double trouble. Michigan teen accused of posing as a Detroit cop conducting fake traffic stops on, on the actual officer. Egypt Covington case. Five teens arrested after joyride, racial profiling in Loyola, Loyola case. Um,
Mm.
Teen charged with the first degree murder and death of a 14-year-old. Five teenage boys charged with murder in deadly rock throwing incident in I-75 in Michigan. And teens charged in carjacking murder of Michigan honor student. Good grief. Shall I go on? 13, 16-year-old girls in Chicago that was go around robbing people.
Mm. No.
I don't
They're
know.
going around at talk. They're going around robbing people. 13.
Do you think they growing up too fast, or parents are young when they having them, or and really not raising them? Kids raising kids.
I think that's a valid statement. My kids raising kids. Remember one time I was at the park and the little kid said, "Is that your granddaddy?" Talk about me, but my son,
Mm-hmm.
because and I did that about 5 years ago. I wasn't 50 yet. 45-year-old granddaddy, and I've seen where the great grandmother was 40. Great grandmother was 40. The grandmother like was 30, and mama's 20, something like that, or 18.
Mm,
Yeah,
Hmm.
I see that. That's the numbers 18, 32, and then the mama's probably 45,
mm-hmm.
40, yeah, 46, something like that. 46 to 47. Yeah, so great grandma. And because I think it's kids are having kids, kids are not telling, and I'm not talking about the people say, well, if they could just practice safe sex. No, why not just not have it?
Renee
I
done
mean,
passed out.
yeah, I know.
No, I dropped the tablet. Oops.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I
You
thought I
dropped
thought
something, all right. I
yeah, I
see
thought she
smoke.
was talking about abstinence, and he just fell out like, no, Lord.
No, I'm back. Can you see me?
No,
He said he done. He said,
No, can you see me?
no, we cannot see you. We see like a
no,
Oh,
black
you
mark.
but you froze.
I'm here. You can hear me, but you can't
Okay.
see me.
Oh, you just got a
Yes.
picture up there. Was that purpose?
No. How did that happen?
Oh, okay.
No, let me see more. No. At the
You gonna let him fix himself?
Okay. uh, he probably redid himself. Um,
Yeah.
now Phil said, "Man, if you were relying on the youth of today for a better tomorrow, boy, we in trouble."
I wouldn't necessarily say we in trouble because we have some good and we have some bad. Um, would you necessarily say that just because we see it on the news, and don't get me wrong, will it? What are the numbers? Let's play the number games. Is it 1 out of 10 youth? Is it that 10% since it's 1 out of 10, or is it 30%, 40%? When we look at this stuff, because sometimes we know the media can, if it's a good story, it's going to catch your attention, they'll put it out there and they'll play it because that's ratings. Um, so
I think it,
what
go
what are
ahead.
the numbers? What are the actual hard numbers? Everything that you named was bad. Don't get me wrong, and
Right.
I don't stand for it at all. But is it really that bad as in like all teams are out of hand, or is it that
I don't
is
think
it
it's all.
just that
I
10%?
think you. Well, I think you look at the populace and the different areas. I think in some respect it makes sense for some murders and some carjackings at the age that you're getting because it's only practical if I'm an older criminal, I'm a trained Pookie, a little Pookie to do my damage under
Mm-hmm.
15 years old because he gonna get less bid. He gonna probably get off. He gonna go juvie, and he gonna be out in a little bit. He can do more. He can do more damage and get less penalty.
Yeah,
And
I
then
agree.
so if I train them early, and I train a whole bunch of them, then the numbers in my and what it is, I would look for those who are in need of a father. Leaves affirmation from a man. Yo, young buck, I got you. Yo, we tight, man. Yo, here's $5. Give me a soda. I look out for you. Anything, just come check with me, man. I got your back, especially when Dad's not around. So he's going to Ray Ray or whoever on the corner because he always talks to him. He affirms them. He daps
Hmm.
them up, and boys need that affirmation from a man. And so he looks at him, so he looks after me. You know, he dresses nice too, and he talks to me. He spends time with me. He sees me, and he sees my potential. Now it's perverted, true, but man, um, just to have someone to stand in the place of a father, it's even if it has errors. But a little boy would say, but he's the only one to spend time with me. It's almost the same, similar mentality of a pimp.
Yeah, I got you.
Hmm. Yeah, so I in that capacity, I wouldn't say it's all, but a lot of kids like even let me see if Phil, obviously if Phil gonna come on as far as on speaker. All right,
Hello,
okay,
is it me you were looking for?
okay. Hey
Uh,
y'all, this you hear Phil right? If Phil, I know you heard Ralph
yes,
from tele.
yes. I hear Phil loud and clear.
Let's see, I feel I got you on. You got your barber here. You got you on.
Yeah, I haven't
So
seen
you
his
still
I
bobblehead
gotta
working?
in
turn
years.
my volume down so I can talk through the phone
Yeah. So you get
and
you.
not hear the double sound.
Yeah. So it's better for you to be on the phone for me to see your question 5 minutes after you put it.
Hey, I blame your associate producer for that.
That's you.
Right. If you pay your associate producer, we
It's
can
bad
get you to
connection.
get
I
these
I
questions
I
a
think
lot
I gotta
faster.
hang up now.
Okay, but I have two questions.
Go ahead.
Number one, sometimes we say you have to have a father figure, a mother figure, or a parent has to be more involved.
Right.
But what about those situations where you have parents who do everything that's right for the child, but yet the child still gets in trouble because they are following what their friends are doing? I think you did a video one time on what was that mentality or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Mom
What
mentality.
about that? Those bad influences and things like that. So you did the right things. You send your kids to school, you get them this or that, you punish them, but yet they still mess up. because they going with the flow or doing what everybody else is doing. And I'll mention this the event that happened in Chicago this past weekend where you had thousands of kids show up. Now I know, thinking about the numbers things that Tito mentioned earlier. If I'm somebody that just went out there because my friends are going, oh, everybody going, let's go out there. But I don't know that they doing this or that. And I do it just because I'm following the flow. What do you have to say about that, Dr. D?
I'm deflected. What y'all think?
That's the exception. That's not the norm. That's the exception.
Why you say that?
Because the Bible says if you train up a child in the way that they're to go, when they get older, they will not depart from it. The Bible also says that the glory of the children are their fathers. When you research that word glory, like Pastor Locke would put it, glory is the visible manifestation of the invisible nature of something. So the word of God teaches mankind this great wisdom that children actually get their identities established from their fathers. Now they've done research and the research shows that children raised by single parent homes with a father and not a mother actually have the same success rate as children raised with a father and a mother. When they looked at the numbers, the numbers drop deeply by children that are raised only by a mother alone. So identity is established predominantly by the fathers. Behavior and discipline are usually more on the fathers, right? So kids, particularly boys, they learn a lot of self-control by growing up under a father, because men have a natural tendency to establish the rule over their domain and kingdom. So the boy learns as he's growing up from a kid, hey, I may not feel like putting the trash out, but I know if daddy said put the trash out and daddy's a disciplinarian, he learns I may not want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So it breeds in him self-control. He learns how to not let his emotions rule over him. I may feel like doing something, but I'm not going to do it. And that's something that I believe is more established by the fathers. So the kids that you say, well, both parents did everything they did everything right. Well, that's you can think you did everything right, but part of doing everything right is teaching your child don't follow the crowd, teaching them how to be comfortable being themselves, even though the crowd may go one way. You know, being a parent, I realize now from the outside looking in, being a parent is not just putting food on the table and clothes on your back. Being a parent is being a mentor, is being a teacher, is being a guide. And it's a really big deal, to be a parent. So I realize now that, I think many people take it too lightly. They think, well, I just provided for you. No, you got to train them. You got to teach them. It's not just how many parents out there, they work, they give their kids everything, but they don't have conversations with the child. They don't teach the child particular lessons. They don't look for those moments where the child's spirit is open and you can say something to them and it imprints them and it lasts. You see what I'm saying? So the idea of, well, what about when you've done everything right? I think that's the exception. That's not the norm. If you got two people dedicated to each other and dedicated to that
Okay.
child and inputting into that child, I think predominantly they're gonna, and the numbers show it. When you look at the difference between kids growing up in a single parent home with a father only, two parent home, and a single parent with a mother only, the numbers are very striking.
Yeah, I'm gonna comment on and it will not depart. Now, is that the point? Is the point is that they won't depart from you, but won't they stray? Don't you have kids that stray? Now they may come back. However, how long does it take them to come back? And does that depend? What you say, Tito?
Well, they definitely would stray, and but I think I don't think it's a timeline of when they come back. I think it's something that had to happen within them, because if they taught the right thing, it's kind of
Right.
like the prodigal son. If they taught the right thing, know the right thing, how far do they
Mhm.
have to wallow in mess before they realize that, hey, I had it better at my father's house, or what my parents was telling me was the correct thing, and I just need to line up with the teaching of my parents is, and follow that vice, trying to follow my friends out there doing what they're doing and getting in trouble and all that. And like my grandparents used to say, they don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but they trying to lead you,
Yeah.
and they have nothing to lead you with, but you got your parents that's usually more established, stable, and have some kind of foundation, have something going where they able to provide and take care of you to the best of their ability, that they have something. That's kind of like on a child, like how deep it's like a addiction. If you're addicted to some, you're not going to get help if you don't believe you have a problem. You have to see your problem first before you even
Right.
can get help or accept the help.
Mm. And I think it's also. I think in it also depends on. I think it depends on. You know, the goal of the parent is to make it better for our child than it was for us.
Hmm.
And I think it's a flaw. It's somewhat a flaw in that ideology to a certain extent, because if I make it better for my child, better than it was for me, then they won't know what I experienced, uh, to know why I say what I say.
Hmm.
They only know in theory. They only know in
True.
theory that daddy say this because it make me safe. They say this because it's the right thing to do. They say this because I won't get in trouble. I get ahead if I do this. But shoot, why I need all that? Because I say a nice neighborhood now. I'm the kid now, so I'm
Hmm.
nice neighborhood. We protect it. I go to private school,
Hmm.
and so what is daddy talking about? And I think that's when they get older and they leave daddy's house, and then life hits.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when and to what Renee said, that's when the words of affirmation, the words, like I give a lot of lectures, and sometimes I don't think my kids hear me at all. And
I feel it.
every now and then I get surprised. Okay, uh, every now and then I get surprised. Oh snap! Oh, so you were listening? Oh yes. Why you say nothing? But sometimes because I don't, pretty much my son said because I want you to know you that you right. Yeah, Phil, what you get to say?
Oh, he's not on the phone anymore. He said, "Call me back. I have another question." So he got disconnected. Uh,
Oh, oh, okay.
You know, I remember when I was in elementary school, I was running around the hall. One of my mentors was named Mr. Lennox, and he
Wait,
saw
Phil.
me in the cafeteria.
Okay, let me
Uh,
get this volume down.
hold on, man. Go ahead, Renee.
He saw me in the cafeteria. He said, "Renee, what are you doing?" And I said to him, "Oh, I'm just running around with my friends." And he looked at me. He said, "Renee, listen." He said, "In your lifetime, if you're lucky, he wasn't Christian. If you're lucky, you might make 3 or 4 really good, true friends." He said, "Those guys are not your friends; they're your acquaintances." Now, that was in elementary school, but to this day, I remember that moment and I remember what he said to me. And I think children, and I think the Holy Spirit can help parents know those moments, those key moments where if you say it to them in that moment, even though they may not respond, it actually imprints them. Now I'm in my 50s. This happened in elementary school, but to this day, I always remember what he said to me that day. That there's a difference between true friends and acquaintances. And I think her Holy Spirit can open your eyes to those moments where you may be getting angry and may want to slap the child. And but the Holy Spirit, no, no, now is not a time for that. And you'll feel no, don't this is not time. Where you say, you know what, I'm really
What
disappointed in you. Or like I remember
I think.
Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said he ran away from home with some friends. And he said he came back home. I forgot if the police brought him back home something. And he said his dad didn't even like wasn't angry. Dad just came and said, you know, I just expect better of you. You can do much better than this. And he said his dad saying that to him, it like really affected him. He realized that he wanted to make his dad proud of him, you know. And I think those key moments can be had that you say it to the child that right moment that it and years later they'll come to you and be like, you know what, you were right. you know, yeah, you were right.
Mm,
you know, and whether you
wow.
grow up in the hood or in
Oh,
a
yeah,
gated community, either way, it can be. You know what I mean? You can still have those moments.
yeah. Nephew, what you have? What's the question?
Two,
Mine.
I'm sneaking another one. But the question is, what are three things you would say to your child to sort of instill in them? What is that? I want to say some values or something like that because you got to kind of explain to them your behavior is going to be a certain way when I'm around and when I'm not around. So how do you act when I'm not around and you see something wrong that you shouldn't go with? So that's one. But the other question is, I want to ask you guys what you think about somebody in the city, somebody with the city said something to the effect of, we need to have a community center for these kids to go to 24 hours a day. And I said, that's not realistic. After midnight, they need to be home with their parents anyway. Why do we need to have a community
Mm.
center that's 24 hours a day?
Yeah,
That's a
that's
drug drop
crazy.
right there.
That's
That's
crazy.
just
Yeah.
that's drug drop right there, yo. Meetings at the center. You know, I got a key. You know what's up? You know the spot.
Yeah. What happened to
Oh
those days
yeah.
when parents made their kids come
Go
home
ahead.
at sunset?
Um,
Yeah,
Can't get
see,
the
we
other
that
part of that
generation.
question. What do you say to your child and get the values to them?
wha-
I'm
wha-
not
wha-
always around you, parent.
What'd you say? What did you say to what did you say to the child if what? Say it again.
Hostility. I'm
How
not
old
always around you as dad.
how
There are
old
going to be times when you out with your
how
friends
old
and
mm, sorry.
go ahead, sorry.
How old is the child?
Doesn't matter. I need to start telling them at 10 years old, dad isn't going to always be here. Sometimes things are going to go a certain way, and son, I want you to think about your actions. Or you need to walk away when things aren't right and you know they're not right.
You gotta keep telling them. You see, with
Uh,
repetition comes confidence. So you'll become confident
yeah.
in what he's saying. Now you be crying at first, but you understand eventually. But go ahead, Tito.
All right. I was gonna say, first of all, you have to love them. You have to establish that trust, and that trust in where they believe in you, you being a person of your word, a man of your word, and you have to teach them what integrity is, and and you and I think you have to like grind them things into them and just pray and hope that they will always do the right thing, but you know, people will be people. We was dumb people too. We can't say we did 100% of what our parents expected us to do. We had our moments, but for the most part, we did do what they expect us to do. But that came from them parenting us, letting us know they love us. If our father said that this is what he's going to do, that's what he did. So when you and then you know, having that integrity, and also I forgot about the discipline part. You gotta be that to discipline, because I learned at a young age with my parents, especially my dad, that he instilled that discipline. Like, he can say something a certain way and I'm like, oh, i, I better straighten up because it's about to be on. I may not like the next thing that may happen. And I think it starts there, and it starts from the beginning. It starts at the beginning, not at a certain age, but from the beginning. Because if they get that from the beginning,
Yeah.
they know, hey, it's tones, it's action, and be like, no, my parents won't play that. My parents don't play that, and if I act like this, that ain't the way we act. So if if my dad or my mom is not going to accept this, and I got to question my actions, will my parents be okay with this? Maybe I may not need to be doing this at this time. And if someone is trying to
That's
lead me
true.
down the wrong road and they call themselves my friends, maybe I should, like Renee say, maybe I should reevaluate who these people are, because they may not be friends. They may just be acquaintance. And sometimes kids are different because everybody want to be cool with everybody, but some things we don't figure out until we get some maturity under our belt. Sometimes some things we don't figure out till we are parents ourselves and we are in them situations, and we go to respond to our child and be like, the light bulb go off and be like, oh, that's what they was trying to get me to understand. So I just think it starts from the beginning, and we just
Right.
instill values in them from the beginning, and we continue to nurture them values and pray that they stick to them values. And even if they go away, like the scriptures say, they'll come back because it's in them. They know better. And sometimes they get led astray. Sometimes you can create the perfect environment where
Right.
you got everything so called right, but they want to dibble and dabble. You got, back in the day when gangster rap came out, we used to call them studio gangsters, right? When they rapping about one thing, but that ain't even the life they live. But
Mm.
you
Right.
you're
Not
glorifying a life that's not even your life. And 9 times out of 10, if somebody is living that life, do they necessarily want to be living that life? Are they doing that for survival because that's the environment that they are in, and this is how they make it from day to day? Or is they doing that because they want you to think this is who they are, and now they cool because that so-called gangster, they that dope dealer, they that whatever, they got the bling or whatever the kids are into today.
Mm.
yeah. What you and you said a good point. Where you said they said that back in the day they call studio rappers studio gangsters because they didn't live the they didn't live the life that they rapped about. However, in this time age, they said, "Well, we got a remedy for that. We gonna sling drugs. We gonna go back in the street, get street cred." Case in point, Young Thug, 66 years,
Mm.
That's what they gave him,
66
66
years.
years?
I think 66 to 62. I mean, I know it's 60. Um,
Good.
uh,
That's how much prison time they gave him?
yeah,
Well, excuse me.
Rico Act, the Rico,
Good
and
grief. Oh my gosh, that's
let me
awful.
see it,
See, but
and they make sure. Okay,
stuff
do
like
go ahead
that
though.
should be like eye opening. How you gonna to be, well, I would say you telling on yourself. If you out there doing that and you rapping about it, you talking about it just to up your ratings or whatever, to be bragging and boasting on your
He's street
dirt,
thug, yeah.
you know, it's, you know, wouldn't you expect for people to come after you? When you expect this to be believed? When you expect to get caught? I mean, I used to think back in the day, most people that was into stuff and they was in stuff illegally from my generation, they didn't advertise it. It wasn't like well
Yeah,
known. If you knew, it was more like on a download like type of thing that they was doing their dirt, and only a few knew
yeah,
about
I
it.
was wrong. You get 25 years. Excuse me, I was wrong. He got 20. The judge sentenced Young Thug, but that was January 9th. So I don't know what he got now. January 9th, he got a 29, 25, maximum 20 25 years.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that was on January
That's
9th,
so
he got
sad.
maximum 29 years, 25 years.
So that's an actual sentence, or actually what he can get for the what he's been charged with. Because
Let me see.
I don't be keeping up with all of that hoo ha.
I don't either. Now, judge sentenced Young Thug to 25 years in maximum security prison. Young Thug and his YSL team continue to fight against RICO charges after a jury selection and multiple witnesses being called upon, including famous artists such as Drake. Young Thug fight to reduce a life sentence. Yeah,
Wow,
you get 25 years.
wow,
That's
You
sad.
yeah,
get
that's very
20
sad.
25
That's
20
sad.
25 years. And I said this before. I said, I heard Ice T say this. He said, "Listen, I came out the world in the streets. I came out that life when I found music, and so I invested all my time. And I try to keep my distance from the old life, so I won't get caught up. I made sure everything was straight, clean."
Hmm.
He said, and since I got the bag now. He said, I didn't have to do that to get the bag, because I'm just trying to make it. I'm in this life. I'm making the music. I'm on television. I got the bag. He said, but these jokers, they got the bag, and they going back. They
Right.
ain't going back. They going to a life that they
Yeah.
don't need to go to. See, I did it. Is that you pretty much are saying that's how I came up. That's how we made our money. And I'm trying to
Right.
come up and come out. And he came up and he came out. But they going in when it's not necessary to go in.
Yeah.
Why'd you go from legal to illegal when it's not necessary? You're already multimillionaire.
Because I think it's for them to have so-called street cred,
Street
or to
cred,
say
street cred.
to say
I think
hey
you're
to
right.
say hey they 100 because they out
I,
here doing this. Being 100 ain't got nothing to do with doing anything illegal. Being my
right.
When I say being
Yeah.
100, I'd be like, hey, somebody keeping it real. They telling me the true facts, not, oh, they out there doing this, they doing out there handling their business, blah, blah, blah. Nobody mess with them. They put them hands on them, whatever, however, and all of that. That's not being 100. Being 100 is being truthful, telling facts, teaching facts. What about us leading each other
Right.
to a better life? What about, I used to always say, I'm not scared of the thug. I'm scared of the wannabe thug. A thug usually is doing what they do to survive.
Yeah.
Somebody that wannabe is gonna do whatever to get a rep.
They don't want no smoke.
You see what I'm saying? They the first one to run when stuff happens.
Yeah, they don't want no
The
smoke.
wannabe.
I Yeah, I used to teach the substance abuse class in alternative schools, and you have you had kids in there, and the ones that the kids in some that was about their life, and some was not about the life. The ones
Hmm.
really about the life, no problems, because they try and get it over with. They
Hmm.
ain't they're not drawing any type of attention. They're not doing none of that. But the ones that want to be, yeah, I smoked the bowl, I did such and such, and these are middle school kids though.
Hmm.
Yo, the one kid said, "I be the old man." I said, what? He walked up to the desk. I said, just go out. And he just walked up to the desk and just pivoted. And one guy said, and he pivoted. I just sat there and looked at him and said, boy, you lost your mind. One guy, green eyes. I said, I told him, his middle school kid around high school kids trying to show out,
Mm-hmm.
trying to talk. Oh yeah, I beat the old. Now that he said I beat the old man. I said, man, come on, man. You don't even know who you are. You got green contacts. You got green contacts in living in Bromley Wood trying to be thug. What you live in a high class neighborhood and think you about that life? You don't even like what you look like in the morning. I said, and the high school kids was laughing. And so he walked up to me, I beat the old man. Oh man, because you got put on blast. I said, brother, don't throw. I said, don't throw if you can't catch.
Mm-hmm.
Don't throw if you can't catch. Don't try to throw a lick, not a physical lick, but just a verbal lick, and then somebody come with a smart with a better retort, and you like you can't take it, and that's what they get upset about now when they get put on blast in front of their peers. The look that they want, they're not getting, and so they want to appear that they're tougher. And like
Mm-hmm.
you said, it's not the real thugs, because real thugs they gonna say nothing. They can just go hit you.
Mm-hmm.
They if something threaten them, they gonna go to it. They gonna do a whole bunch of talking.
Mm-hmm.
They can do a bunch of
Mhm.
talking, and they gonna make sure they look around, no cameras around, and then they go do what they gotta do and walk away, or come back later. Say, okay, I got you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you ain't gonna
So
see them
that
no more.
goes
You ain't
that
gonna see
goes
them no
back
more.
to that
So like,
identity.
yeah, go ahead, Renee.
So that goes back to that
They
identity,
don't know
you
who they
know?
are.
Yeah. And that's what fathers are good for, you know? That's what God designed it. You know? Are you saying something? Can you see me?
I am still here, and I had another question for the group.
Or go ahead.
Um, I'm not taking over your show, Dr. D.
No, no, I'm just honored to hear your voice.
Okay. The question is, the, damn,
Hey, this is a family friendly show. You can't say that.
okay.
Let's
What
get
is
Paul.
the
Let's get
role?
Paulo here.
Oh no.
What is the role of government, or what should the role of government be? Because you had for the incident that happened here in Chicago, we not letting kids walk around without parents or minors in public places without a parent or a guardian or something at a certain time. What should the solution be? We had a couple of people say, "Well, throw the book at them. You can't be soft and just act like okay, everything's okay and all of that. We got to tell them there are consequences." What do you guys think of that? We'll start off with Tito. Oh, wait a minute, it's not my show. What you think, Dr. D?
One man sat alone beside the highway begging. His eyes were like the light he could not see. Go ahead, Tito.
Well, I I think everything starts at home. We need the government. We need our government as far as laws to protect and things like that to govern. But I think when it comes to parenting, that parenting part starts at home. That um I think it was I think it was Renee that said it earlier. What it might have been you, Dr. D, about when the street lights came on. That's when we came in the house. I remember
Yeah.
that's how I grew up. When the street lights came on, we went in the house, we would watch the Cosby Show, Different World, whatever. And that's what we'll talk about the first thing we come outside to play the next day as kids. And I really think it starts, you don't want the government so far into your household that you can't even be a parent, because now you're gonna have beliefs that's introduced to your kids that you got to enforce, that's not even your belief.
Mhm.
So as parents, we got to start it at home and abide by the rules of the land that we in, but we teach them our rules, our values, and what we are about as a person, as a people at home, and then let that radiate outside. Say, hey, we don't act like this. We don't do this. We don't do that. And if you do this land has laws. If you break them, you will pay fines, or you will spend some time in jail. There's consequences for them actions. If you do good things, there's good consequences that come behind that. If you do bad things, there's bad consequences that come behind that. And I just really think it just really starts at home, and you don't want somebody else in your business, because each America, it's a big melting pot. We got different beliefs, we got different cultures, and we got different ways of the way we go about things. And why should a different culture, the way they govern, the way they teach their kids, affect the way I teach my kids? That may not be my belief. It's just like the different religions that we have. It may not be my belief, but I still got to follow the laws of this land. But that may not be my belief, but I can still instill my belief value to my child to teach them that, hey, it's consequences, and these are the laws of the land. But this is the law of your mother and your father.
Agreed.
Right.
Mm.
Agreed.
Yeah,
So,
you
Phil,
know,
how was that?
Say what?
Phil left again.
No, I'm still here. That was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I just don't want him to take my job from me as producer.
No, Phil, you do an outstanding job. I don't need no more responsibilities.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Everybody gets paid the same.
which is what? Nothing.
Goose eggs.
You can't keep everything in the budget. You know.
Yeah.
There's no nepotism. No.
Yeah, I've been waiting on a bottle of water for about 30 minutes now, and I still haven't got it. So, Phil, where's the water?
Well, you gotta get on the metaverse. Put your Oculus on.
My actual Oculus.
I'm waiting on the cup that I'm supposed to get from Dr. D in the mail.
One man sat alone beside the highway begging.
Yeah, Dr. D, we all need a cup. We all should have a cup, so when we sipping on whatever that happy juice you be having in yours, we can all be advertising for a hero's journey with Dr. D.
You're right.
He is seen.
In the shadows.
Can you see?
You're right.
I keep looking around here trying to find a cup.
Right. You know what? Okay.
Say what? Yeah. Thanks, Phil. We all might get a cup one day.
I mean, yeah, Phil still ain't gonna come on, but still, if Phil would be like Charlie, Charlie's Angels. Hey, Charlie.
You never see him, you just hear the voice. Who, Bosley?
A little black box that just talk. You don't know what that person look like.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah. Hey, Charlie, how's it going? Hey. Yeah, you never seen him. Oh, I saw Mr. Bosley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we're gonna wrap this thing up, but just for information purposes. Anybody check out my new segment?
Life in the Streets or something like that.
Not
Surviving the Street.
In them streets.
In them. I-N.
In the street.
D-E-M. Streets. With Dr. D. In them streets.
Oh, in them streets. Okay, yeah, I knew it was something like that. I started watching. I didn't finish.
Oh, it's audio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw it. I listened to it. The young lady,
Yeah.
you said her name several times, right? She said her name. Is that okay?
See, you wasn't gonna
I'm
say that.
Huh?
No.
I'm trying to
Yeah, I
figure out how
talked to
you
her.
didn't know where you was. You was in Charlotte or something. That's what I was like, huh? I was like,
Yeah.
then I
No, I
heard
know
you
what
say
that.
something about cut. I should cut
I
this out or something.
yeah, I did. I said not to. I said not to.
Yeah.
You froze. What you say?
Who?
Yeah,
Can
no, I
you
talked
can,
extensively to her. So like everybody. Yeah, that's what. Hmm?
and you started singing? You
What's that?
started showing your singing skills? Can you can you
I'll
see
just
me or
leave you
hear
to
me?
it.
Huh?
Your pitch, I
I
can
hear
hear you. Your picture frozen.
yeah,
Oh,
picture
it's just a picture of my face?
frozen.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
over
was
here is
open
just a
too.
black square. But yeah, I was saying he was singing. He was singing in the car.
Or T don't get to that part. I was
Oh,
close
he
too,
gets
so
the
it's I saw a
yeah.
little bit.
He was singing.
That was at the very end though.
Yeah, and then it seemed like he gave us some pretty
Yo,
good
so
advice.
what you think?
It was interesting. It was different. Really raw. Um, I could hear the GPS, the Uber app telling you to move to the next destination. You know what I'm saying? Move.
Yeah,
Uber app was like, you need to leave. Go to the next destination now. Um, but she seemed like she was really touched by it.
yeah, yeah. She responded via IG. She's like, it's kind of confirmation and stuff that she was going through and what she was experiencing. She's like, she's like, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, just start tearing up on me.
Wow.
Mm.
Start
Wow.
tearing up. I'm not. Yeah, so I get. Yeah, so how do y'all think the well how did the format go? Well, Tito can address the beginning. Uh, Renee can address the beginning and the end.
I would have to answer that question the next time. Let me hear it all the way through. Let me go all the way through if I can give an honest assessment, not just a, off a soundbite, part of a soundbite that I heard.
Okay.
Well, it was
Renee,
definitely
what
in
about
them
you?
streets. It was definitely you could tell it was definitely in them streets. It was raw. You could hear it was definitely raw. You gave her good advice. She seemed really moved by it. And then you could
Yeah,
hear the
and that's the.
what'd you
But you
say?
can hear
Yes,
everything. I mean, I just and then you can hear, but you can hear the voices and everything. I mean, I that's what I wanted. I wanted the rawness, uh, to be in the streets, but I wanted to be understood as well. And I was asking pretty much about my intro, my exit, my outro.
Now the outro it just cut off and then you were giving her your Instagram address and stuff. And then it turned
Oh,
off.
you didn't get my outro about me. You didn't give an outro as far as music and anything else.
No, you were talking and you were just like telling her, you told her,
Oh,
what you do, and you told her about your Instagram page, and then I think she was going through to find it, and then it cut off. It was about
oh
at
wow. Well,
21 minutes.
on the maybe on the Facebook, maybe it's on the Facebook, like on the actual podcast, the audio. everything is on whereas the intro and then the body and then have an outro. I was trying to get see it have
Oh,
blended, but obviously I didn't see myself.
oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, there wasn't no outro, and this was on YouTube. I clicked the YouTube link you sent me.
Well, I have another one tomorrow. I got a whole bunch of them. But this is my first time ever. Um, I did my thumbnail, and what you think about the thumbnail?
I didn't see stuff because I clicked the link on YouTube
The picture,
and then it went to it. Oh, you mean a picture under the YouTube title?
yeah, with the
Oh,
mic,
yeah.
and then you see
No, you
the
just saw a
audio
picture of
waves.
you. Let me see.
What's like and the audio waves and in the streets.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, yeah, yeah. That was okay. Yeah, yeah. That was yeah. As you were talking, the image, and then you saw little wave lines. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Because when you were talking, it was moving,
Right.
the
That
waves and everything. Yeah.
right, and that was the goal. That I was trying. That's what I was trying to get before I put that in because that's gonna be all. Why I do industry is gonna be all audio. Now I may put some clips in there, but I doubt it because I don't have to do any edit. Well, sometimes maybe. I did cut some off though, but in the audio it does cut off, and then I have an outro that closes everything up in the podcast because it's on Spotify, Apple, and all the other stuff. It's all the other podcasts. So I'm trying to do all of
Mm.
them. All right, I just want to get your take on that. All right, people, I do appreciate y'all.
All right, it's past my bedtime.
I gotta go to bed so because I gotta
It's,
get in those streets.
it's been a
No,
blast as always.
yes, sir. It's always good to be
All
around
right.
like-minded men.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, warriors for Christ.
Yes. Yeah.
What is the sound effect?
Okay, so we gonna have.
Okay.
Are we gonna get cups? Are we gonna get our cups? I'm like Phil right now. Are we gonna get our cups so we can hold up our mugs?
Yeah, you got to text me. Text me your address.
Uh huh. Okay.
Yeah,
Don't hold your
text
breath.
me address.
Don't hold your breath.
I thought that was. I thought that was a good. I thought that was a good idea. I said you that yeah. If you come on more than summertime, you get a cup.
Yeah.
That's not
Not,
a bad idea.
no, but seriously though, like us that's usually on, we have our cup. That's just like advertisement. It's like, oh,
I agree. No, I agree.
And
No, I agree.
the couple
And
say a
that's the
hero's
excellent.
journey on it.
Yeah,
The couple say a hero's
yeah.
journey on it. Oh, okay. Sound like a
No,
good
it's an Aunt
idea.
Jemima. Yes, Renee. It's an Aunt Jemima.
And you get some,
Yes, hero.
you get some t-shirts too.
he said
Okay.
you pushing it.
Because I
He
can
said
print
you
them.
pushing it, Renee.
That's too much. Okay, I
Yeah,
would just
that's
stick with the mugs then.
No, no,
that's
no,
not in the
no.
budget.
No, because no, but I gotta get back in the groove of the shirts anyway. No, I use two t-shirts, so that's not a bad suggestion.
Uh,
Uh,
That's not a bad suggestion. So I need to look into that. That's not a bad suggestion at all. All right, people. All right.
all
All right.
righty.
well, my picture's frozen, so
Thank
you
you,
won't
everybody.
see me saluting.
Well, I get the salute.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
saluting, but you can't see it because my picture's frozen. But I'm doing it
Yeah,
in my
but
living room.
at least
yeah.
but it's all right. At least it looks like you're awake though. So that we just happy that you like you.
So
that you
it
awake and
froze
you
at the
alert.
right moment. It froze
It
at the
sure
right
did.
moment.
Cause usually be like you know, it said Renee, open your eyes. My eyes are open. I did it. You gonna do like that? All right, people. Okay. Renee, Phil, you gonna say bye? Oh, Phil gone. All right, this is a good show tonight. Good night. I'm never
All right.
lying. I'll leave that okay. Okay. All right,
All right.
people.
You guys have a
Y'all have
good
a good
night.
one.
All right. Good night, Renee. Good night, Dr. D. Good night, Phil.
All right, T.
Good night, all.
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
the way.
Good night, all.
Jesus is the way.
All right.
Jesus is the way. I'm still.
All right. Off. Hey, journeymen, journeywomen. Thank you for coming out with me. For those who did the live and those who are on the replay, it's appreciated. Your time is appreciated. And if you found any value in this content, how about you help me help you so we can help others by clicking subscribe, commenting, and sharing. Please share, share, share. Hit the thumb down below. It helps the algorithm. It helps me. And remember this, because when you comment, subscribe, and hit the thumbs down, you help me make a better tomorrow today. That's right, because I'm here to encourage, motivate, to inspire, and to educate, trying to help you make a better tomorrow. And try to help you create a better mindset today. It's all jacked. I guess I'm getting tired, y'all. So if you don't remember anything else from this, remember this. Every day you get a verb from this podcast. Every day you get a vertical, make it your goal in life to always move forward and never move back. Because life is just too short to live looking in the rearview mirror. And this is a hero's journey. And it's Dr. D. And we are out.
Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. 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 Wanna move my feet.